There probably was a time where you felt amazing, where your brain worked as it should be, where you went to work, worked 8, 9, even 10 hours straight without problems. Maybe you didn't even eat properly and you went home and everything was fine. And now, when you're going to work, you wake up in the morning and you ask yourself, how the am I going to do that? How am I going to do all of that work because my brain is just not working as good as it used to be. It's just like the concentration issues, the focus issues, the brain fog that you have. You can't even put like the words together anymore. You know what you're gonna say, but you can't get the words out. You're even forgetful here and there. You're talking with colleagues about stuff, and then a minute later, you don't even know what you just talked about. And you're looking at the computer screen, you're looking at your tasks that you have, and you just like you have really trouble concentrating and focusing on your work, and you actually don't even know what's going on. Like, you don't understand why your brain and why your concentration diminished so badly over the last years. And even coffee is not helping anymore. Even though coffee is not even giving you the presence anymore. The adrenaline from the coffee is not even helping you to think clearly. So that's actually what a lot of people experience when they struggle with so-called brain fog, with the concentration issues, with the focus issues. And it can even feel like you're like slightly drunk all the time. It can feel like you're not present anymore. You can't really somebody stuffed cotton wool in your forehead. Some people even have a slight pressure here in the forehead. So it's one of the most annoying symptoms. I had it for myself. It's one of the most annoying symptoms, because the problem with that is, specifically when you work a lot, when you build businesses, when you have your own business, when you're a manager, when you're just in typical work environment, no matter what you do, the problem with that is everything that you're doing is mentally exhausting. And it feels like for you need to work harder than everybody else to get the things done. There was a time where you just could work 8 hours straight, and now even after 1 hour, you feel like, I need a break. I can't do, I even need a nap. Maybe I'm even more tired. I'm just mentally tired. That's what's actually going on. And then you think like, oh, it's because I had so much stress. It's because there was so much going on in my life. Maybe I had some trauma that triggered it. But you actually even start to go to doctors and to chiropractors to see if everything is wrong with your body in general, with the structure. You check for everything. Maybe some people even do MRIs for their brains. I did that for my brain fog as well, because I just didn't know what the heck is going on. And that's actually what even a lot of people are trying to figure out, what's really going on when they have these kind of concentration issues. But the problem is, you get your blood checked, okay? Your test results always come back normal, and you're like, the doctor's looking at you like, what's going on? Like, you're completely healthy. There's nothing that's going on. Meanwhile, you still like can't even get a thought straight, and you really have trouble at your work. And then you go to the naturopaths, and then you go to the alternative practitioners, and you maybe even clean up your diet a little bit, but you still didn't get any answers about what's really going on, because everybody is only saying to you, yeah, it's because of your stress, that's actually what's going on. But is it really stress? Is it really stress when you have these severe symptoms where you really feel like, how the hell am I gonna do my day? How the hell am I gonna do my work? And on top of that, taking care of my family and friends, keeping up with them, being there for my kids, being present for my partner. There's so many things that are happening with it. And then on top of that, what's also a problem is that other people that don't have these symptoms don't understand it. They maybe just think you're tired. Some people may even think like that, don't know you before. They maybe even think you're dumb or you're stupid or you're unintelligent. Meanwhile, you know you're very intelligent and you have basically a job that a lot of people would love to do, and you have lots of responsibilities. But in the last years, or maybe even last months, you got these weird symptoms in your brain that nobody seemed to explain, or nobody has an explanation for. And I'm telling you, it's not the stress that's going on when you have these kind of symptoms. There are actually physical reasons in your brain when it comes to brain fog, actually. There are physical reasons. And the physical reasons are that, in order to understand that, basically there are neurons in your brain, and these neurons, they have neurotransmitter chemicals. And neurotransmitter chemicals are there, they're responsible that not only one, but basically, that electrical impulses can hop from one neuron to another neuron. And if anything is going wrong with these neurotransmitter chemicals in your brain, then the electrical impulses can't travel through your brain as they used to do. So what's causing this neurotransmitter chemical deficiency? What's causing them to be muddy, to be dirty, to not work properly? And there are basically two things. The two things are heavy metals, toxic heavy metals, mercury, aluminum, lead, copper, nickel, you name it, is getting into the brain, or is already in the brain, and it's just oxidizing more. That means it's going more into adjacent brain tissue. And what's happening then, these metals, when they go into adjacent brain tissue, when they leach, when they outgas, they diminish neurotransmitter chemicals in your brain that is causing your electrical impulses to misfire, to not travel properly through your brain. And then you have that feeling of like, a lot of people can't even describe it. A lot of people just say they're dizzy, they're like not in their head, like everything is mentally exhausting. And a lot of people have these issues and they just don't know what's going on. And it was the same with me. I tried so many things, and I was going to so many doctors, did all the tests that I could do, but there's just no answer about it. But the thing is, it is the heavy metals in the brain. That's what's going on. And specifically when you have metals in the brain, it's even worse, and you have a more severe brain fog. The other part, and typically it's both together, the other part is the Epstein-Barr virus that is causing the neurotransmitter deficiency, or causing the neurotransmitters to be muddy and dirty as well, because usually it sits in the liver. Maybe you even have thyroid problems. Thyroid problems are also caused by Epstein-Barr virus. Maybe you even have tinnitus. Maybe you have eye floaters. Maybe you have, if you're a woman, PCOS, endometriosis, all caused by Epstein-Barr virus. And that virus is sitting in your liver, and when it's feeding on heavy metals, this is where the neurotransmitter chemical deficiency is going on a lot. When it's feeding on heavy metals, it's releasing a neurotoxin, okay? And neurotoxins are very, very toxic for the brain. They travel through the bloodstream, they go into the brain, they diminish the neurotransmitter chemicals in your brain. And then you get the symptoms of brain fog, the concentration issues, the focus issues. You can't get the words out even though you know what you're gonna say or what you want to say. All of these weird symptoms that you try to explain to your doctors and to your practitioners, but nobody seems to understand what's actually going on. And what you need to do in order to get rid of it is to obviously cleanse the metals from the brain and cleanse the liver, and stop eating the foods that are feeding viruses, and bringing in more foods and juices and supplements and herbs that are actually killing off the virus in your system, that you can get rid of your brain fog, and also taking specific foods and supplements and herbs that are rebuilding the neurotransmitter chemicals in your brain. That's what I did. And if you want to know exactly how you can do that, and if you want to figure out if I can even help you with that, there's a link in the description. All you need to do is to click on that link. It's www.theobergmann.com. Go to my website, book your free discovery call there, and we will give you a call for 10 to 15 minutes, first of all, to figure out if and how I can help you with that. Okay? And then, if so, we would move on to a 90-minute strategy call. And in that call, we would explain you specifically how the approach would look like, what we would do with you specifically, because there's so many different symptoms that people have. Usually it's not only the brain fog, there could be other issues as well: adrenal fatigue, neurological fatigue, thyroid problems, autoimmune conditions, tinnitus, you name it. And then we can show you a strategy on how you can achieve your health goals, how you can actually get rid of these problems. And I would highly recommend you doing that, because if you don't take care of that, I mean, you can do it, but if you don't take care of what you're struggling with right now, and you probably tried so many things already and it's just not working, and you start to realize right now you never really got an answer to why you actually have these issues. And because that's the most important thing in order to heal, you need to know in the beginning, the first thing that you need to know before you start healing and before you start any approaches, you need to know what's going on. What's going on that's causing your issues? And now that you know what's going on, you need to, you can actually target the very thing that is causing your issues. And that's what I exactly do. That's what I did with myself. That's why my brain is back, basically. That's why I can work 10 hours a day without any issues. And that's why I can do the job that I'm doing nowadays. Otherwise, I couldn't even do that. So book your free discovery call. Otherwise, it's possible that your symptoms don't get better and can actually get worse. People lose their jobs because of brain fog. So make sure to book your discovery call. Link is in the description. And see you in the next videos. Bye-bye.